Hey everybody, Ray from 28 Left Productions. I know I haven't made a bunch of videos recently. As some of you may have known, I got injured last year and my leg was all messed up and I went and had surgery on it. And then for about a month or so I was good, but I'm actually back to using the cane again. So yeah, my leg is still messed up, and standing for real long periods of time is kind of painful, so I haven't been making a lot of videos. I'm currently hopped up on pain meds though, so let's make a quick one. Anyway, so since I'm forced to be using a cane now, basically I have one hand available for any type of nerfing that I would want to do. So I decided, hey, let's do a video based solely on one-handed blasters. Alright, so one-handed blasters. A lot of people will say that the Hammershot and the, the 4 Victory and, what's that one from the Doomlands? I don't remember the name because I don't own that one. Anyway, a lot of people would say those are one-handed, which is, I tend to agree, because you can prime them with just your thumb and then you can fire with your trigger finger, obviously. That's so this is a good one-handed option. However, I don't really have the use of my left arm due to the fact that I'm holding myself up with a cane. So after I shoot this thing empty, now what do I do? So best thing I can do, as far as I can tell, is put it under the armpit, top it off, and you're ready to go. So yes, the Hammershot is a good one-handed option so long as you have a dump pouch of extra ammo ready to go, and you practice with it a little bit, because this is going to be obviously slower than if you had your second hand available. Not bad. Okay, I'm going to group all this one together in one big massive group here, and that is the front loader, basically single shot type stuff like the Jolt, the in this particular case the Double Down, or the Falcon Fire, or stuff like that. Now specifically I like the Double Down. I just like the grip. I like this really sloped angled grip on this thing. This feels very comfortable in my hand, so I do prefer this one. Now how do we use this one? Well, technically you can either, like, I could use my other hand for a brief second and be able to prime it, so that's not too much of an issue. Or you can always go the teeth mount, which got unseated. Let's try it again. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, obviously front mount or front loaders work. Reloading, same as the Hammershot. Tuck it on the armpit and reload it. Not bad. Okay, so let's see what other type of pistols that work pretty well. Generally speaking, pistols are going to be the blaster of choice for one-handed use. So yeah, why not? Works pretty good. Now, because this thing has the priming bar on the side, you can just, that's not hard to do. Just prime it on your hip. The loading gate is now open, and same like the Hammershot, put it on your armpit, load in rounds, close it, you're ready to go. Excellent choice for one-handed use. Alright, other type of pistols that are a little bit less mainstream. How about a Spamf? This thing shoots like a laser beam, which is awesome. I love this thing. However, I've got a really strong spring in here, and there's no external really good gripping surface on here. So this one, putting it on your hip, it really doesn't work. Maybe if you were wearing a belt that had something on it, like a holster or something that you might be able to hook onto that and then prime it that way, maybe. But honestly, with the spring tension on here, I'm going to say this is probably not the best idea. Alright, Chrono Mag. This one's got the extra T-handle that's on it, and this one, yeah, that one's a little bit easier. You can hook that on your belt. That's a little bit easier. You can actually get it to prime. That one's not so bad, only because it has this extra hook on there, making it halfway decent for one-handed use. And changing the mag would be not that bad. Again, doing the whole armpit trick is pretty usable. Okay, standard Chronos. Unmodified. Nope. Really has nothing up here that really does a good job of catching on anything but get it on your hip. And yeah, unless it has that T-handle on here, I don't recommend it as one-handed use. Alright, the Meteor. Meteor? Yeah. Whatever the heck this thing is called. This little pistol thingy. This thing, not so bad. I mean, it is still pistol class, but because it has this weird follower thing that's on here, and you just load from the bottom, then you hit the little release button here. Yeah, that works. At least the loading part. The actual prime, no. So, maybe. Oh, okay, you can do it that way. I guess you can do the other ones that way too. It's a kind of a pain in the butt to do that for every shot. I kind of like the leg thing better on the Chrono Mag. I think that's a much better system. This thing, I mean, I like it, but it's a little goofy, but does work. And you can one-hand it. Would I recommend it? Probably not, but it is usable. Alright, Bulldog. Not normally my favorite blaster, but pretty, I mean, it's small enough that you can use one-handed, I mean, moving it around and so. But specifically, let's see how well this one actually works. Oh, that one didn't go back all the way. How about the... Oh, that works. Okay, so this one works good teeth method. It almost worked on the belt method, but this is, because it's angled, if it was angled the other way, it actually would work better, but because it's angled down, your belt, when you're trying to hit it on your belt like this, it slid off several times. So maybe if you would put something on here to help prime that back, wouldn't be so bad. But generally speaking, if you don't mind doing the teeth method, which is a little iffy, but under these laboratory conditions, it works just fine. Alright, for absolutely small blaster that you can use one-handed and be able to reload fairly easily, oh yeah, the Jupiter. This thing's amazing. Doing the whole... Helps if you actually have the magazines with you. But yeah, reloads are real easy, one-handed. And yeah, this thing's great. Highly recommend for one-handed use. Alright. Can we be a pro? Yes! Now granted, I have a vertical foregrip on here that happens to have a flashlight and a laser sight on here, but don't even have batteries in them right now. But yes, if you have a decent vertical foregrip on here, you can prime it on your leg and actually get it to work. Just like that. Alright, the Zeus. No, I'm not even going to try. Now let's get the blaster that the Zeus should have been. Persis. Yeah, this thing would be amazing. One-handed use, pretty light, pretty agile. Doing the whole armpit thing, pop the thing open, dump more rounds in. Yeah, one-handed use, just fine. Alright, and if the shoulder strap didn't already give it away, the Prometheus. Now, this thing, you can, with the shoulder strap, it's not that bad to maneuver this thing around. Well, I need to charge this up. This thing's it's glowing red. But yes, this thing would be a pretty good one to do, and since you can take your hands off of it because it's on the shoulder strap, reloading it one-handed, not really a problem. Alright, so what else can we use that's a Nerf weapon that is one-handed and honestly doesn't matter about reloading? Melee weapons. They don't run out of ammo, except for this one that actually does run out of ammo. But you get one shot and I'm still completely usable in the fight. Melee weapons. One-handed use, approved. Okay, now let's get obscure. This thing. I don't even remember what this thing's called. It's a barrel extension from the Modulus line. Best way I know how to do this, again, put it on the elbow or the armpit here. You gotta pump it up a bunch, and then it doesn't have a trigger. It's got this little orange button on the side here, and it shoots all three as a shotgun, or in this case 2 apparently. Does it work? Yes. Is it incredibly slow? Yes. Would I recommend it? Well, if you want to have, you know, silly blaster, sure. Alright, so other type blasters that, generally speaking, springers and other flywheelers that use magazines, like the, well, specifically like the Strife and the Raven, those are pretty easily used one-handed, not really a problem there. Changing mags out, doing the whole under the armpit thing, pop the mag, put the new one in, pull it back out, you're fine. That's pretty good. Springers, however, well, like I showed with the Dart Zone Pro, it's possible, but because you have to prime every shot with one hand, it makes it kind of a pain in the butt and not really competitive, so to speak. Honestly, in this particular case, I would say that flywheels are probably more the preferred, though there are a couple of springers that are an exception. And, oh yeah, one more to look at. Alright, you guys are probably wondering where this is. Yes, the nail biter. The nail biter, if you don't know, is a very good one-handed blaster because all you need to do is pull this giant trigger, which like you can get like all your fingers on. You don't have to prime it because the priming is part of pulling the trigger back. So this double action blaster. How to reload it? Well, again, you can always do the whole armpit thing. Pop some new ones in, close it up, you're good to go. This would be a Springer that I would recommend for one-handed use. Well, that's pretty much my conclusions with the one-handed use on Nerf Blasters. So if you want to click over here, there's a video YouTube thinks you should watch. And over here is a video that I'll add and post. I'm Ray with 2 Left Productions, and I'll see y'all later. Alright, if you bothered to stay to the end, you know, one more thing is you got some Nerf nunchucks, which, if you know how to use them, and I don't, yeah, you can probably use these things one-handed. Would I recommend it? No? But are they fun? Oh yeah.